What is up, everybody? This is All Things Entertaining here, bringing you with a brand new video. And today, we're going to be talking about the Sacred Beast cards. But before we do that, thank you guys for the 130 subscribers. Hopefully, you guys keep it up, and I will continue making content for you guys. But without any further ado, let's just jump right into the Sacred Beast cards. Also, I will be talking about the new support in the next set, so do stay tuned for that tomorrow. So yeah, let's just jump right into these cards rather. The first card here is Chaos Core. It's a dark level 3 fiend effect with 0 attack and 0 defense, so it's a perfect target for those tour guides that you're going to be playing in this deck, right? Nervous looking and not even half joking. But it has two effects. The first effect is when this card is targeted by a card effect or for a opponent's monster's attack. Quick effect, you could send up to 3 cards from your hand or deck to the graveyard, one of each Uriah, Haman, and Raviel, and if you do, place 1 Phantasm counter on this card for each card sent to the graveyard, and if you do, you take no battle damage for the rest of the turn, which is pretty good. Not sure how this actually effectively plays into the strategy, though it is very good for dumping those cards since you really don't want to draw them. You kind of just want to special summon them by other ways. It also sets up for the fusion summon, so it's really good there, I guess. And the second effect is if this card would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can remove 1 Phantasm counter from it instead, so it kind of has a little bit of protection. You still take a lot of damage because this card has no attack whatsoever, and all that being said, it's just really just an easy tour guide target for the deck that just mills those 3 cards. So it's not terrible, definitely not terrible, but it isn't that great. Next, we have Chaos Summoning Beast. It's a dark level 1 fiend effect monster with 0 attack and 0 defense, with 2 effects of which you can only use once per turn. It's kind of an interesting card, actually. I think this is actually the better card here. The first effect is you contribute this card, special summon 1 Uriah, Haman, or Raviel from your hand, ignoring the summon conditions. So basically, this is a really good 1-for-1 target because now you can just attribute this card, then you get to, you activate Raviel, discard 1 card, tribute this card, special summon Uriah, Haman, or Raviel. Then you get to then banish this card for its second effect, which allows you to add a Fallen Paradise from your deck to your hand, which is actually pretty good. So it gives you, it's definitely a really crucial card. It's going to be the card that you're going to be playing 3 of because it is also a play starter, kind of like the level 2, but the level 2 only works from being normal summoned. So maybe if you could find a way to open up with 1-for-1 every single time, then this card would definitely be great. But currently, as it stands, there's no way for you to actually do that. But it is what it is. It's still very good. You're gonna be playing through this card as an alternative play starter compared to the level 2 monster that we saw earlier. Uh, Next up is a continuous spell, the 7 Spirit Gates Unleashed. It's a continuous spell, like I just said, with 3 effects, and the only one that you can only use once per turn is the first effect. When this card is activated, you can add from your deck to your hand 1 Uriah, Haman, or Raviel, or 1 monster that specifically lists any of those cards in its text. So that's pretty good. It gives you a means to search out the Chaos Summoning Beast, which is definitely good. Also, you can search out the other ones as well if you need to, but you're probably going to be wanting searching out this one or the level 2 monster. It's pretty good. The second effect is once per turn you can discard 1 card, special summon 1 fiend monster with 0 attack or end defense from your graveyard. So it gives you an opportunity to special summon these Chaos Summoning Beasts again. So and doing the whole thing again next turn if you really need to. It is a continuous spell, so it's a really good effect. It's a really good effect for that. Once per turn, if you control a level 10 monster, you can add 1 continuous spell card from your graveyard to your hand. There aren't that many good continuous spell cards that you want to consistently add that are just generic. My best guess in my head would be Kaiser Coliseum, but that card is currently at 0 copies per deck. Maybe I'm thinking a little bit too thinly on this, but I can't really visualize a scenario where this is actually a decent effect. It's not bad, but if we had like more viable continuous spell cards, that would be pretty good. I think the closest thing we could actually potentially have for this deck is Quiet Life, but if you normal summon, you can't really special summon your Raviel or your Sacred Beast at all. So if you play that, you're kind of just locking yourself, and you're hoping that you summon Haman as quickly as possible. which I guess is fine. Overall, though, this card is actually pretty good. You definitely want to see this card more often because of the first effect, and the second effect is actually decent too. So, next we have the new continuous trap. This is Sacred Beast Awakening. Has two effects. The first effect is has three different effects. This card gains effects depending on the number of Uriah, Haman, or Raviel you control with different names. One or more. Each time your opponent normal or special summon the monster, gain life points equal to its combined attack. Generally speaking, that's not very good because you want to you want the first effect to be pretty proactive, and this one is kind of proactive, but it's not proactive in the way that you want it to be. Gaining life points just simply isn't that great, but I mean it is what it is. The second two or more. Negate the activated effects of monsters your opponent controls when that effect was activated. So that's pretty interesting. It gives you a little bit of negation. That's not bad. And 3, any monster you're sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead. So alongside Microcosmos, if you could happen to control all 3 of them, is pretty good. Granted, you have to control different names, but if you manage to do that, I think you're already winning anyway. Just having 2 probably means you're winning the game anyway, plus the negation, so it's not bad. The second effect is actually a lot more useful than the third effect of the Continue spell, which is during your opponent's turn. If you control level 10, you can add a continuous trap from your graveyard to your hand, because you can actually add other good continuous traps from your deck to your graveyard to your hand. There are a lot of good floodgates that you would want to definitely play in this. So I think it's actually very good. Also, it's kind of generic because it just says if you control a level 10 monster, which could mean that if you're playing rank 10 trains, this has some niche capabilities in there, but I'm not entirely sure. But otherwise, it's actually a pretty good card. Even though it is a trap, it is a little bit slow. Its effects do kind of work for it. Its second effect is definitely one you're looking at mostly than the other effects, really, because of the one this effect just seems like it's a win more effect. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. This has been All Things Entertaining, signing out.